Hello, my name is Quinn Howard. I am a VR field supervisor. My staff work with individuals that are blind or visually impaired and helping them find employment.
Can you share a bit about supported employment?
Supported employment is an avenue of employment that requires individuals that are looking for employment to have more engagement with the VR employment specialist, not only from the beginning of the VR application and resume process, but once they actually find a job, right? So what that would look like is someone that maybe needs a little bit more assistance applying for jobs, whether it's um, the websites that they are seeking are not accessible, or once they have the job, they may need a little bit of job coaching to get more acquainted to the day-to-day tasks and the expectations that their employer has for them. And one of the most important aspects of supported employment is this section of employment typically lasts longer than 90 days, and that's kind of the requirement for VRs for individuals to be employed successfully for 90 days before their case can be closed. And we keep that case open a little bit longer because there's typically more supports that are needed, such as finding finding a job coach to kind of help them learn how to do certain tasks.
Can you share an example of supported employment?
My counselors have worked with an individual that was applying for employment within the medical fields, and this individual has a combination of vision and some physical limitations, and they can no longer do the jobs that they were previously doing prior to their vision loss. So we connected them with an employment specialist, and based on their limitations, we were only able to find a few employers that, and within this field, the medical field, one of them was a hospital that was willing to work with us and have a job coach available should they hire this individual. We help this individual find employment, find a job, apply for the job, all those great things. And once they started, we had a job coach there with them, just going through the day to day for about a month or so. Twice a week, the job coach was there just to make sure the customer knew kind of where their cubicle was, where they needed to go for lunch, where the meetings would be taking place, what they were responsible for during the meetings, what to do when things are not accessible for them during meetings that they were attending. It truly varies on depending on your state and the services that your agency provides.
What advice would you give others who are considering this type of employment?
So, what advice would I give to our blind and vision impaired individuals, especially our young folks that are interested in supported employment? I would say that when we're considering supported employment, one of the most important things is to really consider how involved do you want to be in this process, right? Supported employment, the customer consumer does have some involvement, but we're leaning more on employers that are willing to accept supported employment services or a job coach being involved in the day-to-day operations of their facility or company. And that narrows our employment pool quite a bit. From my experience, at least, employers are a little bit hesitant, especially when we're talking about bringing someone in that's helping someone understand the day-to-day tasks. Employers really get a little conservative with how involved do they want unknown individuals in the day-to-day operations. That also narrows your potential earning, right? So if we're looking for jobs within the supported employment space, just be prepared that maybe maybe more of a challenge to find high-paying jobs, more lucrative jobs, just because we have narrowed our employer search because of the need for supported employment. I think it's important for our young individuals to also understand that for an employment specialist to provide supported employment services, they have to be approved to do so by their state agency. Not every employment specialist that works with a VR agency can provide supported employment. Generally speaking, we kind of see a little bit of a narrowing of our options when we're looking for employment specialists. So it's also important, especially since we're speaking directly to our blind and vision impaired individuals. Supported employment generally involves individuals that have multiple diagnoses, not just vision loss. Just because typically the need for more support is generally more in high demand for individuals that are seeking supported employment.
What are some ways to self advocate in the VR process?
If you're seeking this option, you may find yourself more than you are comfortable with, kind of reiterating that you are independent. There are some things you can do despite what the job coach or supported employment agency or your VR counselor or the employer may feel that may be a concern. Just because we're seeking more involvement from individuals in your day to day functioning as a new employee within an agency. So, to sum this up here, when we're talking about supported employment, this is definitely a viable option. I would just encourage you to make sure you are very confident and comfortable with expressing your self advocacy and advocating for yourself when you feel that maybe you don't need as much assistance or you need more assistance and what that actually looks like for you, right? Remember that blind individuals are often underestimated, right? So it's going to be our responsibility to make sure we can express what we actually need from employers and our job coaches, and maybe how we need them to be less involved in different areas, right? So you can really create your own roadmap to help with your success.